Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into the Friday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault, and you are listening to the coldest handicapper in the business. How are you here on BettingPros.com? Always being brought to you by BetMGM. BetMGM likes me. If you've been playing my picks, my gosh, I hope you faded me. I warned you last night. I said, look, this might just be the time. My job, you either want me to be one of two things. You either want me to be really hot or really cold because you know where I'm going to be. That the inconsistency of gambling is what the problem is, right? So if you're just like blindly betting against me, that's beautiful because I'm making you money. If I'm red hot and you're trailing me, that's great. I'm making you money. But the inconsistency of like the ups and downs, that's when it's difficult, right? Like, ooh, how do I know Matt's hot? How do I know Matt's cold? Is he due to turn around? Blah, blah, blah. The Mets last night we're down 3-1. I can't win a minus 160 Jacob deGrom start. That is how bad I am, okay? All you can do is laugh at this point. I mean, you just smile and grin and, hey, it is what it is. But, I mean, that's how bad it is. They come back. 2 solo home runs. Top of the ninth. Solo shot. It's 3-3. Lugo goes and loads the bases in the bottom of the ninth, but there's 2 outs. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-3 game. Freddie Freeman hits a ground ball up the middle. If Lugo doesn't touch the baseball, the shift is on. You have a second, or I forget who was there behind second base, but an infielder is behind second base. He will grab the ball, he will touch second base, and the inning will be over, and we'll go to extra innings with all the momentum going for the Mets because they'd come back from a 3-1 deficit. Instead, it hits the foot of Lugo and deflects to third base. Freddie Freeman beats the throw to first base. Game over. Mets lose. I mean, really? And then in basketball, I told you, Bucks fans, you should be happy if I was on the Hawks last night, and I was on the Hawks last night. So, hey, there you go. Hawks get killed, and huge start. They looked decent later, but, they were down by 9 at the break, and, they lose the game by double digits. Big win. The over came in and hit, which is kind of funny because there were a couple of wagers I was contemplating. I was contemplating the under for the Mets and the Braves. That would have missed. 6.5 was the total. 4-3 was the final. So that would have missed. And then I was contemplating the under in the Bucks and the Hawks game. That would have missed. So I didn't play those things. But like even the bets I'm contemplating making and thinking about making, I'm missing. So here's how today is going to go. I've got the parlay for you guys, and I would love it if somebody would bet against this entirely and see if this hits. Like, can I go 0-4 on the parlay? That would be remarkable if I was able to go 0-4 and somebody faded it and it cashed for you. I don't know what the fading of the odds would be, but there's a couple of plus money bets that it may be like plus 1,000 if you bet the other side. I have a 4-leg bet at plus 600. It includes soccer, because I have to bet soccer when it's available, so it includes soccer. And it is just, I don't bet these. We're 5-16 on these. As I said, I do wish now that that counted, that the parlay counted because of where I'm at money-wise right now. We are 8-15 over the last 5 days. 8-15. I've had losing days in 8 of the last 9 days. Now, 2 of those losing days were 0.04 and 0.07. Okay, so that's down 0.1 over 2 days. So I mean, technically, you're giving back, very, very little. I consider that to be basically flat. So really, in my mind, if I was calculating that accurately, I would say, okay, it's not 8 of 9, it's more like 6 of 9. But it's still losing days of 6 of 9 is really bad. And 8-15 over the last 5 days, really bad. So I've got the parlay, and I'm going to give you my 2 other favorite NFL bets. I've already given you my favorite, which is the Raiders to win more than 6.5 games. That's my favorite bet on the board for the entire NFL season for regular season win totals. I've got 2 more that I like a lot that I'm going to give you here today because, 1, I'm driving most of the day today. 2, I need the break, obviously. I need to get away from it. I need a vacation, which I'm going on today. I'm going on vacation. So tomorrow the video will be from my hotel room, and we're going to be in Temecula in San Diego. And hopefully, changing scenery, changing what my routine will help and will get better and will be able to rectify and turn things around a little bit. But I'm just, yeah, it's just one of those times. I cannot wait to get through July. I mean, even Bryson DeChambeau, okay? Bryson DeChambeau, who is the odds-on favorite, was to win the Rocket Mortgage. The dude fires his caddy the day before the tournament begins. What? And then he goes out and shoots an even par. So he's currently, of the 4 golfers we have in that group, Bryson DeChambeau is in last place. Now, he's only 3 strokes back, so we have a lot of, all 4 guys did not play great. 3 under is the best score of the group so far. We got 3 rounds of golf to go. So Bryson can easily recover and play well and still win our group bet. That's still possible, but that's kind of where I am. It is the kiss of death right now when it comes to where I am. And I just please get me to football season. Just please get me to football season. This is why, again, I've talked about this before, but I know people who just don't bet in June, July, and August. They'll bet September for baseball, and they'll bet the playoffs when it's fun, but they don't bet the middle of the summer because it's so volatile. And just really, it's all this. I said before, if you're going to bet baseball, you can't nibble like I'm doing. You got to either bet it or not bet it. And I don't like baseball. I don't like baseball betting, okay? I like watching baseball, but I don't really like baseball betting. And I prefer to bet 10-pole events. And we've got a couple big ones coming up in July that I cannot wait. And we will have plays on UFC 264. That card is going to be incredible. I cannot wait to get into that card. We got boxing fights coming up. So there's a lot of things happening in July that are cool that are non-baseball, even though baseball is the primary thing. So here is the parlay for the Don't Bet a Parlay. The soccer bet you can use if you want to bet the $20. You win $100 in any event, regardless of what happens, and your $25 token is in your account when you sign up for a new account with BetMGM. If you're betting soccer, that $25 token, if you lose, they refund your wager up to $25. BetMGM, Juice100 is the code, Juice100 for BetMGM or BetMGM.com. Okay, so here is the parlay. The soccer bet is Spain to advance. It's minus 333 for Spain to advance. That's it. Just win. Doesn't matter when. Extra time, PKs, doesn't matter. Spain to beat Switzerland and to advance. Okay? It's minus 333. Okay? It is. They are heavy favorites here just to win. I'm not playing around with any other nonsense of in regulation or anything else. Okay? Spain to win. $25 bet on that's not going to bring back a ton of money, but if you want to use that for that token in case you like Switzerland, maybe it's better to bet Switzerland with that token. Actually, to be honest, if you're going to use that $25 free roll from BetMGM, I think the best way to do it would be to do the plus 240 on Switzerland to advance. So have them win at plus 240, and then if you're wrong, you get the $25 back. So plus 240, you're going to more than double your money. So that's a better use of that free roll is to bet Switzerland here. But for the parlay, I'm doing Spain minus 333. All right? Our boy J.A. Happ, or J-Happ as he wants to be called, is going for the Twins against the KC Royals, who just got curb stomped by the Red Sox, 15-1. I'm coming back with a yes in the first inning for Royals and the Twins. If this is one of Cold Brewster's, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be the kiss of death for you. Yes, run for the Twins and the Royals. And a yes, that's minus 135. And a yes for a run between the Cardinals and the Rockies. It's Coors Field, okay? Cardinals are one of the best teams when it comes to yes to runs in the first inning. Gonzalez, Oviedo, decent pitchers, not great, but guys who have been hit pretty hard at times. And so we're going to go yes, minus 160 on that. Minus 160. And we are going with the under 5 goals for Tampa and Montreal. All right, fading my normal bet the 5 over, but it's in Montreal, and I can't see the Canadians giving up a lot of goals. This could be a 1-0 win for Tampa or a 1-0 win. I mean, I think it's there's no goals being scored, in my opinion. I think Montreal is going to really play tight to the vest. So under 5 is minus 105 for that one. That is a 4-leg plus 618 parlay, for the Don't Bet a Parlay for Friday, okay? Under 5 goals, minus 105. Yes, run in the first inning, Cardinals, Rockies. Yes, run in the first inning, Twins and the Royals. And Spain to qualify in advance at minus 333 to move on to the next round. That's a plus 618. I don't mind that. If I was actually like hitting and feeling good about my bets, that's a decent wager. That's a decent parlay. That might actually hit. But I would love to see somebody bet the opposite. Go with the over 5, no in the first inning for both those two bets, and then Switzerland to qualify. And let's see what that would wind up bringing you. It probably would bring, insane. If you just swapped out Switzerland here, it balloons to a plus 1778 bet. Just if you took the first 3 bets and you swapped out Switzerland for Spain and you had Switzerland advancing, that parlay goes to plus 1778. All right, just to give you an idea if you bet the other side. So if all 4 of these to no, and then over 5 and Switzerland to advance, if all 4 of those hit, I could only imagine what we would be looking at here. Let's see if I could actually play around and do it really fast, because it could be kind of funny to see if I could do that really quick to see what the actual what it would wind up being for a total. So if we're going no there, and we're going for that game, and then we're going to go with no for the Twins and the Royals. Well, I've already hit that, Twins and the Royals. And then we're going, sorry, I'm doing this live on the air, or live on the podcast, but I think it could be funny to go ahead and jump in on this to see how wacky it could be. Okay, so then no for run in the first inning would be plus 140, and then we need the over for hockey, and then we're betting Tampa, and we're betting the over 5 goals there for that, over 5. So that parlay would be a plus 3,180. So if you want to fade, don't bet a parlay and bet the opposite of what I am betting, because I am so ice cold. It's a plus 3,180 bet. Hey, why not, right? We're here to have some fun. Go right ahead. So there you go. I'm on the other side of that parlay if you want to go ahead and jump on that at plus 618. But you want to fade it, it's plus 3,180. All right. So here are my 2 other favorite NFL bets for regular season win totals, okay? The New Orleans Saints have a win total set at 9.5. And you might say, man, this team is in a tough division. Atlanta may be better. Carolina might be better. Tampa's the defending champs. New Orleans went 12-4 last year, but Tampa Bay won the championship. If you don't know this rivalry, these two, Tampa and New Orleans, Atlanta and New Orleans, they hate each other. And I've been talking to some people who know Sean Payton, and he really likes this team. He thinks everyone is sleeping on them. He thinks that they're going to be actually in contention to win the NFC. And he thinks Jameis, from what I'm being told, he thinks Jameis is going to be really good. Now, he's replacing an incredible legend. And Jameis can throw the football. We know this. But he also throws it to the wrong team all the time. That's why the win total is set at 9.5 wins. But have you seen their schedule? Let's go over the schedule for the New Orleans Saints here. Okay, they went 12-4 last year. We have an extra game, remember, okay? So we've got 17 games now to win 10 games. They just have to go 10-7. That's it, 10-7. The over is plus 120. Now, that's because Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston. But their schedule is, I don't want to call it easy, but it's not hard. This is not a hard schedule. Let's go through it. Week 1, they open up with the Green Bay Packers. Hi, Jordan Love. They're at home against the Packers. Jordan Love's first start in the NFL could very well be on the road at New Orleans. What's that line? 10? That's an easy walk. That's a W. There's one. At the Panthers, Sam Darnold in week 2, W. At the Patriots in week 3. Does Cam Newton have it? It's early. Couldn't you say win for New Orleans? That's 3-0. Home for the Giants in week 4. 4-0. At Washington, 5-0. That's a 5-0 start. We're already halfway there in the first 5 weeks of the season for the New Orleans Saints. And that's me, I don't think I'm being overly generous by giving them those wins. If it's Aaron Rodgers in week 1, different story, right? Totally different story. Can they still win that game? Of course they can, but it's totally a different story with Aaron Rodgers. But do you think Aaron Rodgers is playing for the Packers in week 1? Like, seriously, do you think that? I don't think that. So maybe I'm wrong, but I want to take advantage of plus money while I can. So at Seattle is probably a loss. Tough game. Home for the Buccaneers. Coin flip. Okay. Don't know. Let's count it as a loss. Home for the Falcons. That's a win. We're at 6. At the Titans. Tough game. Could be a loss. Stay at 6. Eagles on the road. It's a game you're going to win. You're going to win that game. Okay. Eagles are going to be okay, but I think the Saints win that game. They're 7. Home for the Bills. Really hard game. Really, really hard game. Don't know about that. Home for the Cowboys. Always a tough game. Really playoff implications. It's all there. At the Jets. It's a win, right? There's 8. They're at the Buccaneers. Tough game, coin flip, but these two teams always split. They always go 1-1 with each other, right? So if they were to split and go 1-1, we're at 9. Home for the Dolphins. Home for the Panthers. At the Falcons. 3 games to get 1 win to get to 10. New Orleans Saints are winning 10 games. Over plus 120. I got plus money on the New Orleans Saints. 10 wins for the New Orleans Saints. 10-7, plus 120. Over 9.5 wins for the New Orleans Saints. That's my second favorite bet for the NFL. Second bet I've made in the futures market. Full unit. Okay? These are full unit bets. Raiders, over 6.5, full unit. Saints, over 9.5, full unit. Third bet, third favorite wager, also 1 unit. The Pittsburgh Steelers, 8.5 wins. 8.5, it's minus 110 on both sides. Let's go over it, okay? This is a team that went 12-4 last year who totally fell apart. There's no other way around describing what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They opened up 11-0, and they completely fell apart at the end, and then they got ruined by the Cleveland Browns at home. Ruined. Here's the thing. This division is changing. The guard is changing, and Ben Roethlisberger is washed up. I don't really know what else you can say about it. They lost 2 starting offensive linemen, including Marquise Pouncey, in the offseason. The Steelers like to throw the ball a lot. They have an aging quarterback, and they drafted a running back in the first round. What was that? Like, why did the Pittsburgh Steelers do that? That's such a weird pick for them, given where they are. According to last year's record, the Pittsburgh Steelers have the most difficult record in the NFL, difficult schedule of any team in the NFL. Let's go over it, all right? They open up at the Bills. Loss. They're home against the Raiders. I mean, that's maybe a win, but again, I like the Raiders a lot. They're home for the Bengals and Joe Burrow, who they're going in there and they're chomping at the bit. Could they open up 0-3? Hell yeah, they could open up 0-3. Then they're on the road at the Packers. By week 4, could Aaron Rodgers be playing quarterback for the Packers? I think there's a good chance of that Aaron Rodgers is back by then playing quarterback for the Packers, and you're on the road at Lambeau. Yee. Not good. Not easy. 0-4? Possible. Broncos at home. A win. Seahawks at home. Okay? Tough game. Probably a win. West Coast team on the East Coast. Sunday Night Football, though. Prime time. Tough game. Browns on the road after that. Oh, my gosh. You want to tell me what that environment's going to be like? Cleveland's going to be going crazy. Then they play the Bears, and the Bears are going to be improved. By the time they play the Bears, guess who's starting? It's not going to be Andy Dalton, okay? Uh-oh. Then the Lions come in. Look, I don't know where the Lions are going to be. Probably not. But then they go out west to the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Uh-oh. That's a really good Chargers team. Then they're on the road at the Bengals. Again, Joe Burrow. Uh-oh. Tough game. Now they play the Ravens. After all of that, now they play the Ravens at home. After that, they turn around and they play the Vikings on the road. Then the Titans come in. After that, they play the Chiefs on the road. Then the Browns at home and at the Ravens. I mean, where are you getting 9 wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers with that schedule? I mean, they're going to be underdogs in the majority of the games that they play next year. And I don't think that's crazy. I don't think I'm throwing nastiness at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's just an honest assessment of where that team is. They've got offensive line problems. They have an aging quarterback. They drafted a running back in the first round. Great coaches. I just need them to go 8-9. The Patriots had a losing season last year. I think it's going to be a tough year in Pittsburgh. I really think this is going to be a rough year. I don't know. 6-7 wins is probably what the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have. And I get minus 110 at the under 8.5 wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm taking under. I think this is a big step back year for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's the beginning of the end. It's probably the end of Ben Roethlisberger, but Steelers are going to enter into what the Patriots are going through. What comes next? What's next after Ben Roethlisberger? So, the parlay once again of the Don't Bet a Parlay. We're going under 5 in the hockey game tonight. Lightning Canadians. Yes for a run. Rockies Cardinals. Yes for a run. Twins and the Royals in the first inning. And Spain to advance. Just win. Doesn't matter how. Just win in advance in the World Cup today for soccer. That's a 4-leg bet at plus 618. We've got the Steelers under 8.5 wins. And we've got the Saints over 9.5 wins. Saints are plus 120. Both those bets are full unit bets. Raiders over 6.5 in case you didn't play it before. Raiders over 6.5. The Saints over 9.5 and the Steelers under 8.5 are my 3 favorite bets in the NFL. I will have more. I think win totals in the NFL, ton of fun to bet. Sure, it's not great having your money be locked up and tied up, but it gives you interest. Look what the Red Sox are doing right now. You can have a bet that you're watching every week and keeping track of it every single week. So I like it. I like the Saints. I like the Raiders, and I don't like the Steelers. Those are our 3 bets here for us as I take a little bit of a breather from our day-to-day grind and bet a couple of future wagers for us here on the Daily Juice podcast. Best of luck on the parlay. I hope it cashes. We're 5-16 on that so far here with the Don't Bet a Parlay on Fridays. My name is Matt Perrault. I'll talk to you tomorrow from a different location than where I am right now here for the Daily Juice podcast, wherever you get your podcast, on YouTube as well. It's the Daily Juice every morning here on BettingPros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.